Yellow is definitely the most joyful and optimistic color of the spectrum, and when it comes to gemstones, citrine is the perfect impression of that. It's one of the birthstones for November. Here are 5 things you should know about citrine. Citrine is actually a variety of quartz, just like amethyst, so this is why sometimes when you find a very pale yellow, almost transparent citrine, it's sometimes labeled as lemon quartz. You can also find ametrine, which is essentially half amethyst and half citrine. It's a natural occurrence while the crystal is growing, and these are often found in Brazil, and very appropriately, citrine in general is usually found in very sunny locations, so it can also be found in Bolivia, Mexico, Spain, and Madagascar. Citrine is definitely the best-selling yellow gemstone, and it gets its color from iron. So the more concentration of iron there is in the mineral, the more saturated and yellow it will be. The thing about quartz is it's a little bit low on the Mohs hardness scale. It sits around a 7. So over time, if you're wearing quartz, over long periods of time every day in a ring, you can definitely start to see some chips or facet abrasion. So if you really love yellow gemstones and you want something a little bit more hard wearing, you could also consider a yellow sapphire, which is going to be a 9 on the hardness scale, or even heliodor, which is essentially yellow beryl or yellow emerald, let's say, and that's a little bit harder at around a 7.5 to 8. As I mentioned, citrine can be found in almost transparent yellow all the way to the opposite end of the scale to a deep orangish brown. Of course, once you get into those true brown hues, the stone is more likely to be called smoky quartz. So while you can find them at great price points, it is important to know that the most expensive and valuable citrine is going to be that medium to medium dark yellow tone. So it's more of a golden yellow, very saturated yellow, and you definitely don't want to see any greenish or brownish tint. You can also find some very high value natural orangish or even reddish citrine, and these are sometimes called Madeira Citrine, and they can have very fiery hues that are very similar to a fire opal. So I mentioned citrine is very economical, and one of the other things that contributes to this is that they can be found in also very large carat sizes that are very eye clean. So again, this is really perfect for those kind of cocktail styles that you want to have, but you don't want to spend maybe a lot of money on. And this is something that definitely really resonated mid-century period, which is why we see a lot of citrine in jewelry from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. This is also because during World War II and directly after, those more expensive gems like sapphires or emeralds were really hard to source and even move around. So this is why jewelers really depended on citrine and even other gems like aquamarine to set into kind of those bigger jewelry pieces. And of course, around the 50s and 60s, we also see the kind of prevalence for entertaining at home and cocktail parties. So again, big brooches, big earrings, big rings, they were very much in style, and this is really perfect for citrine. Overall, the large carat sizes and the beautiful optimistic color of citrine is something that has really aligned it with the idea of joy and abundance. And I love yellow gemstones in general because, especially in Eastern cultures, yellow can be such a lucky and favorite color, especially because it's associated with things like gold and saffron and sunlight. These are all things that bring abundance into our life, and so yellow gemstones can be really lucky. It's a really exciting thing to have in your jewelry collection, and of course, if you just happen to have a November birthday or anniversary or other special occasion, citrine could be perfect for you. It's also been called the merchant stone, so again, people really associate it with having good luck with money and even in business. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions about citrine, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, and definitely check us out on Instagram at Winston Gems and Jewelry.